Coming to you live from studios here in Kokumlemle. I am Miriam Boche and with
Adelaide of Obobisa.
And now to our headlines. Continuing students of various universities to return to school. Speaker of Parliament urges MPs to guide against hate speech. President Nana Addo Akufo-Addo has urged citizens to continue to adhere to the safety protocols to assist in the fight of COVID-19. In his 15th address to the nation yesterday, President Nana Addo Akufo-Addo stated that it's not for nothing that his administration is implementing certain relief initiatives to alleviate the harsh impact of COVID-19 on the citizenry. According to him, providing free water and electricity funding to small businesses and tax relief, among others, is a custom to effect of the pandemic and no freebies. The Speaker of Parliament, Professor Mike Okwe, has asked members of Parliament to guide the hate country democracy from refraining from making hate speeches as the December 7 election draw nearer. Professor Michael Okwe tasked the lawmakers to educate their constituency on the laws that preserve the country's peace and democracy. He also added that there was the need to deal with vigilantism and monetization, which said were gaining notoriety on the political landscape. The majority leader and MP, Osei Mensah Bonsu, urged the Electoral Commission to take note of some of the malfunctioning biometric devices during the just-ended voter registration exercise because such breakdown could trigger violence during the elections.
In other news, more than 600 slim dwellers places of abode and 4 shops were destroyed in separate fires last Friday night and Saturday dawn at Shiashi in the Greater Accra and Central Business District of Takoradi in Western Region. Items damaged by the fire were personal efforts worth several hundreds of Ghana cedi, but no death or injury was recorded. The 4 shops in Takoradi that got burnt was accompanied by explosions and strong wind. Was accompanied by explosions and strong wind. Right. The fire spread from one shop to the other and sent thick clouds of smoke into the atmosphere. In business, Parliament last Friday approved 5 agreements to allow the country to derive maximum value from its mineral resources and monetize its mineral income to the country in a sustainable and responsible manner. The funds, which are expected to be raised from the Ghana Stock Exchange and the London Stock Exchange, will be a long-term capital without a corresponding increase in Ghana's total debt stock, and hence without a public debt repayment obligation. In education, President Nana Akufo-Addo has announced the return to school of continuing students in some tertiary institutions across the country from August 24th this year to ensure the completion of their year's academic work as the country continues to raise restrictive protocols in the fight against the novel coronavirus. The President said, after the extensive stakeholders' consultations, the decision has been taken continuing students to return to school.
Okay, in health, President Akufo-Addo, in his 15th address to the nation last night, revealed none of the COVID-19 testing centers presently has a backlog of samples to be tested. The President disclosed that the testing of the COVID-19 samples, which took weeks, can now be conducted in 48 hours, which translates into up-to-date situational reports. The President also disclosed that the country's active cases stands at 1,847 and a total of 40,567 persons have now recovered from the COVID-19 virus.
In other news, Kwesi Pratt's office reportedly ransacked. The Kokomemle Office of Veteran Journalists, Kwesi Pratt Jr., has been ransacked by unknown men The suspects took away a personal laptop and a phone belonging to the managing editor of the Insights newspaper. The main door was broken. The safe too was broken into. They have taken away my laptop, which was in the office, and the phone we left there, according to Mr. Pratt. In international news, prosecutors in Angola have ordered the closure of places of worship belonging to one of the Brazil's biggest churches, accusing it of corruption. At least 7 buildings belonging to the Universal Church of the Kingdom of God have been seized in the capital, Luanda. Prosecutors says the evangelical church had been involved in tax fraud and other fiscal crimes. Meanwhile, church officials have denied of any wrongdoing. In other international stories, South Africa's president has said coronavirus infections appear to have peaked in the country as he announced a sweeping relaxation of lockdown measures. President Cyril Ramaphosa says nearly all restrictions on the country's economy will be eased starting today. He also added that the ban on the sale of alcohol and tobacco will be lifted. Also, domestic travel, small family gatherings, and the reopening of businesses will be allowed.
Okay, to sports. And it says Park was my most difficult opponent, Pentel says. Former Black Star Steelers defender John Pentel has singled out the South Korean footballer legend Jin Sung Park as the footballer he found most difficult to handle during his days with Fulham in the English Premier League. In picking Park ahead of established stars such as Cristiano Ronaldo, Wayne Rooney, and others, Pentel told the Daily Graphic in an exclusive interview that the South Korean was a relentless competitor and very difficult to handle because he played like a typical African player. No matter how you heckled, kicked, and tackled him, he was always coming towards to win the ball from you. Apart from Park, I had it easy handling all strikers from the opposing team, including Cristiano Ronaldo, Wayne Rooney, who were playing for the defending champions, Manchester United, during the 2008-2009 football season. Osei Kofi backs new Kotoko CEO to succeed. Soccer legend and former Asante Kotoko football player Reverend Osei Kofi has thrown his weight behind newly appointed Kotoko CEO Nana Yao Amponsa to succeed during his 3-year tenure. However, the former Black Star schemer warned stakeholders of the club to give Mr. Amponsa the free hand to run the club to perfection. It's only he will be given the freedom and right to make his own decision. Then we can make Kotoko the greatest club in Africa, he stated. Reverend Osei Kofi told the Daily Graphic that he barely knew Mr. Amponsa, but watching him from afar and having read a book he authored about the development of football in Ghana, he believed he was the right man for Kotoko. I don't know much about him, but the little I have heard and seen of him makes me adhere to his zeal and passion to help football grow in Ghana and Kotoko as a club. He told Daily Graphic in an interview in Accra last Friday. Black Star winger Frank Echampong has been named captain of his side, Tianjin. Okay, so if I don't mention it right, you can becoming the first Ghanaian player to captain a club in the Chinese top flight. Echampong joined Tianjin Tida in 2017 from Andel. Okay, so I couldn't get that name on. And he had made 56 appearances scoring 26 goals and providing 17 assists. The decision to make the winger the new captain is seen by fans of the club as a reward for his hard work, dedication and commitment. The 26-year-old will captain the team for the first time today in their Super League clash against Navy CFFC. Okay, so that's all for today's news. Sorry. In the entertainment news, the Chiefs and people of Gamashi on Saturday celebrated their annual Homo with sprinkling of pupui, the festival traditional food at the heritage sites and family houses. An agriculture-related festival, Homo means hooting at anger, and it has a historical account in the migration and settlement of Ghans in their present location. That's all for today's news. Thank you. My name is Miriam Nameli Butri.
And I'm Adelaide Obobisa.